My name is Jessica Hamrick, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to create a Git repository and start tracking the files in a project that you've been working on. So let's say that you have some project called My Project. So here we're in this folder called My Project. We can take a look at what's inside. Type ls, and we see that there's perhaps a manuscript that we've been working on writing, and then maybe some Python code that goes with it. So if we want to ask Git to track these files, we first need to create the Git repository. And to do that, we use the command git init. So we just type git init, hit enter, and it tells us here that it's initialized a new Git repository in this folder that we're in. So good, now we have a Git repository. So one of the most frequent commands that you use in Git is called git status. And you use this to see what the current status of the repository is. So we type this, and we see here that there are two untracked files, which are exactly the same files that we saw earlier when we typed ls. And so what this means is that these files are in the folder, but that Git is not keeping track of them. So in order to tell Git that we want it to keep track of these files, we have to do a two-step process. And you can sort of think of this process as like going to a grocery store and buying groceries. First, you have to take groceries and put them into your shopping cart. Then you have to go to the checkout aisle and actually pay for the groceries. So the first step, which is like putting the groceries into your cart, we do with a command called git add. So we type git add, and then we need to type the name of the file that we want to add to the repository. So for example, myproject.py. And now if we type git status again, we see that it is now listed under a new section called changes to be committed. And so this is, again, like it's in your shopping cart and you're ready to go check out, but we haven't actually paid for the groceries yet. So to do that, we use the command called git commit, and here we pass it an argument, which is the commit message. So for example, add myproject.py to the repository. And this prints out some information about what the commit did. So it lists what the commit message is, and what files changed, and what files were added. So now if we do git status, we see that it's just the manuscript is not untracked. Everything else is being tracked, and Git knows about all the changes. So if we wanted to add the manuscript, we would do the same process, git add manuscript.md, and then git commit add the manuscript. And now if we do git status, it says nothing to commit, the working directory is clean, which means that Git knows about all of the files in the directory, and it knows about all of the changes to the files in that directory. So what about those two commits that we just made? What happened to those? Well, if we take a look at git log, this will tell us the log of all of the commits that we've ever made. And so we can see the two that we just did. We added my project and we added the manuscript. And so that's how it keeps track of what changes that you've made to your project. Thanks.